Yehovah Eloheinu Svaot, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please lead me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema, listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Deuteronomy chapter 12. Here are the laws and rulings you are to observe and obey in the land Yehovah, the God of your ancestors, has given you to possess as land as long as you live on earth. You must destroy all the places where the nations you are dispossessing served their gods, whether on high mountains or hills or under some leafy tree. Break down their altars, smash their standing stones to pieces, burn up their sacred poles completely, and cut down the carved images of their gods. Exterminate their name from that place. But you are not to treat Yehovah your God this way. Rather, you are to come to the place where Yehovah your God will put his name. He will choose it from all your tribes, and you will seek out that place, which is where he will live, and go there. You will bring there your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tents that you set aside for Yehovah, the offerings that you give, the offerings that you have vowed, your voluntary offerings, and the firstborn of your cattle and sheep. There you will eat in the presence of Yehovah your God, and you will rejoice over everything you set out to do, you and your household, in which Yehovah your God has blessed you. You will not do things the way we do them here today, where everyone does whatever in his own opinion seems right, because you haven't arrived at the rest and inheritance which Yehovah your God is giving you. But when you cross the Jordan and live in the land Yehovah your God is giving you, is having you inherit, and he gives you rest from all your surrounding enemies so that you are living in safety. Then you will bring all that I'm ordering you to place Yehovah your God chooses to have his name live. Your burnt offerings, sacrifices, tents, the offerings from your hand, and all your best possessions that you dedicate to Yehovah. And you will rejoice in the presence of Yehovah your God. You, your sons and daughters, your male and female slaves, the Levi staying with you, inasmuch as he has no share or inheritance with you. Be careful not to offer your burnt offerings just anywhere you see, but do it in the place Yehovah will choose in one of your tribal territories. There's where you are to offer your burnt offerings and do everything I order you to do. However, you may slaughter and eat meat wherever you live and whenever you want, in keeping with the decree to which Yehovah your God has blessed you. The unclean and the clean may eat it. And if it were a gazelle or deer, but don't eat the blood, pour it out on the ground like water. You are not to eat on your own property the tenth of your grain, new wine, or olive oil that you set aside for Yehovah, or the firstborn of your cattle or sheep, or any offering you have vowed, or your voluntary offering, or the offering from your hand. No, you are to eat these in the presence of Yehovah your God, in the place Yehovah your God will choose. And you and your sons and daughters, male and female slaves, and the Levi who is your guest, and you are to rejoice before Yehovah your God in everything you undertake to do, as long as you are living on your property. Take care not to abandon the Levi. When Yehovah your God expands your territory, as he has promised you, and you say, I want to eat meat simply because you want to eat meat, then you may eat meat, in as much as you want. If the place which Yehovah your God chooses to place his name is too far away from you, then you are to slaughter animals from your cattle or sheep, which Yehovah has given you, and eat it on your own property as much as you want. Eat it as you would a gazelle or deer. The unclean and clean alike may eat it. Just take care not to eat the blood, for the blood is the life, and you are not to eat the life with the meat. Don't eat it, but pour it out on the ground like water. Don't eat it, so that things will go well with you and with your children after you, as you do what Yehweh sees as right. Only the things set aside, God, which you have, the vows you have vowed to make, you must take and go to the place which Yehweh will choose. There you will offer your burnt offerings, the meat and the blood, and on the altar of Yehweh your God, the blood of your sacrifices to be poured out on the altar of Yehweh your God. And you will eat the meat, obey, and pay attention to everything I'm ordering you to do, so that things will go well with you and with your descendants after you forever, as you do what Yehweh sees as good and right. When Yehweh your God has cut off ahead of you the nations you are entering in order to dispossess, and when you have dispossessed them and are living in the land, their land, be careful, after they have been destroyed ahead of you, not to be trapped into following them, so that you inquire after their gods and ask, how do these nations serve their gods? I want to do the same. You must not do this to Yehweh your God, for they have done to their gods all the abominations that Yehweh hates. They even burn up their sons and daughters in the fire for their gods. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this awesome 12th chapter of Deuteronomy? We can observe the laws and rulings given by Yehweh. Go where Yehweh puts his name. Seek out where the name of Yehweh is. Eat in the presence of Yehweh your Elohim. Rejoice over everything you set out to do, you and your household, in which Yehweh your Elohim has blessed you. Trust that Yehweh gives rest. Dedicate your life to Yehweh. Rejoice in the presence of Yehweh. Know that Yehweh blesses you. Do not eat blood. Know that in the blood is the life poured out on the ground. Do as Yehweh sees as right. Go to the place Yehweh chooses. Obey and pay attention to the orders of Yehweh. Do what Yehweh sees as good and right. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can teach others to rejoice in the presence of Yehweh. Bear one another's burdens. We can rejoice in the presence of Yehweh as an example for others to follow. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, self-control. We'll end this Rosh Hashanah with the Aaronic blessing, using the name. Yehweh will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehweh will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehweh will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you, and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shabbat Shalom. Happy Rosh Hashanah.